taking the first few moments of your practice in stillness. An opportunity to set aside the events of your day, your week, the month, even the year. Feel the invitation of gravity. Allow it to pull you in just a little deeper. Feel the warmth on your skin. And just feel the natural expansion and contraction of your body. Start to deepen your breath. On your next inhale, imagine filling up space, taking up the space within the four corners of your mat. And on the exhale, feel yourself pull back, pull through to your center. Another deep inhale. Imagine filling up the space of this room. Nice slow exhale. Come back to you. Another deep inhale. Allowing yourself to gradually expand. On every exhale, feel that invitation to soften and to let go. Start to invite some movement. Start with the smaller joints, fingers and toes. Rotate through your wrists to your ankles. Point and flex through your feet. And taking whatever movement and whatever path, then even as many breaths as it takes. Bring yourself into your child's pose, Balasana. Perhaps the knees come as wide as your mats. Feel the release in your low back as the hips sink towards your heels. Perhaps you find a subtle rock from side to side of the torso, drawing your ribs to either thigh rather. You feel that invitation to find movement. And just notice what feels a little tense or tight. When you're ready, go ahead and come up through to your table pose. Double check, make sure your knees are underneath your hips. Ladies, a reminder, they're not as wide as you think. Wrists are going to stack underneath the elbows, and bring your hands just a little wider than the shoulders. You're going to feel that invitation to find some movement in the spine, perhaps traditional cat-cow. Or even finding circles with the torso. Swaying your hips from side to side. Make sure your fingertips are nice and spread. Redistributing the weight away from the right wrist. An opportunity to explore, find the movement your body needs. When you're ready, curl the toes under, push the earth away as the knees hover, and then lengthen the legs, feel the hips lift. Keep pushing the earth away with the hands, feel the chest travel closer towards your thighs, heels nice and heavy. Some of you already found that movement. Start to pedal out your feet. Maybe even sway the hips from side to side. When you're ready, shift your gaze towards your thumbs, bend deeply through the knees, and step or float to the top of your mat. Inhale as you lengthen, flatten out your spine and gaze forward, hands on shins or fingertips towards the earth. And on the exhale, feel the belly empty as you fold forward. Feel free to take any arm variation here. Open up through the chest by interlacing the hands behind the hips. Maybe grab opposite elbows. Notice as you lift the fingertips up off the earth, the invitation of gravity becomes a little more intense. Shift your weight forward into the ball mat of your feet. Feel your hips stack over your knees. Maybe you find a twist. Release the bind. If you have one, inhale as you lengthen, flatten out your spine, gaze forward, tailbone to the back of the room. And on the exhale, fold in a little deeper, maybe straighten the legs a little more, perhaps shift the weight forward. Maybe find that space between balance and imbalance. When you're ready, inhale as you root to rise, draw the arms up overhead, reach up tall, feel the ribs lift up away from the waist, gaze follows thumbs. And on the exhale, bring the arms down by the sides, palms face forward, taking a variation of Surya Namaskar A. Inhale as you reach the arms up overhead. On the exhale, go ahead and grab the left wrist and bend in the opposite direction. Soft bend in that same leg if you would like. Just feel the side body. Inhale as you reach up towards the sky. Exhale as you switch the hands and find a bend over to the left. Inhale back through center as you reach up, and then exhale as you dive forward, coming into your Uttanasana forward fold. Inhale as you lengthen, and on the exhale, we're going to plant your hands, bend your knees, step back to your high plank. From here, walk your hands to the very top of your mat, coming into a long armed plank. So wrists are going to be forward, beyond the shoulders. Press through the heels, hips in line with the shoulders. Bring your gaze towards the top of your mat. And on the exhale, carefully lower down onto your elbows and forearms, coming into forearm plank. Keep the body lifted. Yeah, expect the unexpected. Take a nice deep inhale as you bring your gaze forward, press through the heels, and on the exhale, carefully lower the hips, squeeze your inner ankles together, draw the heart forward. Imagine drawing the elbows back towards your waist, coming into your Sphinx pose. On the exhale, chest is going to lower down to the earth. Use that space there to put the hands alongside the base of the ribs and press back to your child's pose. Hips towards your heels, Balasana. Feel the release in the low back. Taking a couple of breaths here. If you haven't already done so, feel free to fire up that Ujjayi pranayama, adding that soft sigh behind every exhale, perhaps even behind every inhale. Try to keep the lips sealed and sip the air in through your nostrils. Taking 3 to 5 breaths here before you lift up to table. Double check your alignment. And on the exhale, you'll curl your toes under and lift your hips back to downward facing dog. Shift your gaze towards your thumbs, bend your knees, and make your way to the top of your mat. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, root to rise. Squeeze those glutes to come up. And exhale, take a side bend over to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale as you dive in. Take that forward fold. Inhale as you lengthen. Exhale, bring your hands to the very top of your mat and then walk the feet to the very back of your mat. Long arms plank. Hips in line with the shoulders. Take a nice deep inhale. Feel the length of your spine. Exhale, lower down onto the forearms. Forearm plank. Inhale, lift your gaze. Press through. Exhale, lower the hips. Squeeze the inner ankles together. Feel the low belly lift up off the earth. Pull the elbows back towards the waist. Sphinx pose. Exhale as the chest lowers. Plant your hands alongside the base of the ribs. Push back to your child's pose. 2 to 3 to 5 breaths here. An opportunity just to dive and tune in a little deeper, to refocus on the breath. Lean into the safety of your breath. Breathe a little louder than the conversation in the body and the mind. The bridge is between the two. When you're ready, on your next inhale, lift your gaze and come back into your table pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift your gaze, and then exhale, bend your knees, step or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale as you find your fold. Inhale, root to rise, sweep the arms up, squeeze your glutes. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, center, side bend to the left. Inhale, center, last round. Exhale as you fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands, top of your mat. Come into that long-armed plank. Inhale as you lift your gaze. Exhale, lower down onto the forearms, one or two at a time. Inhale as you lengthen, and then exhale, lower the hips. Inhale, come into your Sphinx pose, strengthening through those QL muscles. Exhale, child's pose. Beautiful job. Notice where the body wanted to go during that sequence, right? Like identifying with those patterns. I mean, sometimes coming to our edge means to step away from what's the norm. It's on the edge where we find change, where we find growth. When you're ready on your next inhale, come right back up through your table. Curl the toes under, lift your hips back, come into your downward facing dog. Starting with the left side, we'll extend the left leg straight back, coming into your dog split. Feel free to open it up if it's in your practice by bending the knee. Just opening up the hip, bring the heel towards the glute, kneecap towards the sky. On the exhale, bring that knee to the opposite tricep. But a reminder, that knee is above, the tricep is above your elbow. Hug it in, push the earth away, feel the roundness in the upper back. Come high up onto those right toes. If I could think of one more cue, I would. Inhale, extend that left leg back. And on the exhale, bring that left foot on the outside of your left hand, sink the hips down. Maybe you find a little rock from side to side, coming into this active lizard. Keep the back knee lifted. Unless you want to drop it and bring in a little softness, feel free. And just notice what's going on in there, yeah? Rock from side to side, find a movement forwards and back. And then when you're ready, you just come back up onto the hands. If you came down onto the forearms, inhale, draw that left leg back. On the exhale, bring that left foot forward in between your hands. On your next inhale, we're going to root to rise and come up into your high crescent. Stay on the ball of the back foot. So back heel is lifted, soft bend in the back knee. So you can bend that back knee a little more just until you feel the quadriceps of your right leg. What's going on in there? Quadricep is where we carry all of our weight. Lift the heel. Good. So both hip points pointing forward. Exhale as you find your prayer twist. Hook that right elbow outside of the front thigh. Straighten that back leg, press through the heel. Notice how this feels a little different. On your next inhale, we're going to open it up and come into a reverse warrior. As you ground and pivot to back heel, lift the left arm up and overhead. Variation here, you can straighten the front leg to get a little deeper into the hip if you would like. On the exhale, windmill the arms down, frame out your front foot. You can go into that high long armed plank if you would like, or you can come in traditional vinyasa as you lower down. Chaturanga Dandasana, inhale Urdhva, and then exhale Adho. Inhale, right leg will extend. Open up the hip if you'd like. On the exhale, opposite tricep. Again, a reminder, it's above the elbow. So you really got to push the earth away, round through that upper back. Bring that thigh up towards your torso. Bring the heel closer towards the glute. Come high up onto the left toes. Inhale, start to draw that right leg back. Exhale, as you bring that right foot on the outside of your right hip, hand rather. Start to find that sway from side to side, forwards and back. What's going on in there? Our hips are like our junk drawer, and you got two of them now. Things that are going on the right side are going to be different than what's on the left. When you're ready, come back onto the palms if you haven't already. Inhale, push the earth away, draw that right leg back up into the sky. And on the exhale, we're going to bring that knee in towards our chest to bring the right foot forward in between the hands. Stay on the ball of the back foot. Inhale as you lift and rise. Shoulders stack over hips. Both hip points pointing forward. Deepen the bend in the back knee just until you feel that left quadriceps. Reach the arms up tall. And on the exhale, go ahead and find your twist. Hook that left elbow outside of the right thigh. Straighten the back leg. Press through the heel. How does this lift and feel different? Carefully unwind, open it up to the side wall, pivot to ground the back foot. Find your reverse warrior or reverse triangle. And then exhale as you windmill the arms down. Frame out your front foot. Take your vinyasa or go into that long arch plank variation. I'm just taking this for a few rounds. Inhale, left leg a lift. Maybe a little less cueing. Exhale, knee to tricep. Opposite side. Inhale as you lengthen. Exhale, place that foot on the outside of the front foot. Find a little sway from side. Take a couple of breaths here. And just notice what's going on. An opportunity here to explore as well. And when you're ready, draw that left leg back. And then exhale, bring that left foot through, right in between the hands this time. Inhale as you find that crescent lunge. Exhale, prayer twist. Hook that elbow outside of the front thigh. And then inhale, open it up, reverse warrior or reverse triangle. Exhale, vinyasa or that variation. Inhaling right leg. Knee to opposite tricep. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Foot on the outside of the front hand. Sink in. Maybe the hips sink a little lower. Maybe you find that sway from side to side. When you're ready, inhale, draw that right leg back. Exhale, bring that foot forward. Find that crescent. Exhale as you find that prayer twist. Inhale as you find your reverse. Windmill the arms. And then exhale, vinyasa, meeting in downward facing dog. And you had the option to take that variation we did earlier in class. You also have the option of going to downward facing dog. You are in control. Adding on here, inhale, left leg extends. Exhale, left knee to left tricep or right tricep. Go ahead and lengthen that leg out to the side. Expect the unexpected. Just when you think you have it all figured out, something changes. Start to lift that right arm up towards the sky. Come into your fallen triangle. And on the exhale, go ahead and come back to your dog split. Exhale, pigeon. We're going to bring that lifted leg forward, shin towards the top of your mat. Go ahead and sink down. Maybe you find a little rock from side to side. Notice what's going on in the hips now. Slightly different angles, slightly different variations, slightly different sensations. When you're ready, plant your hands. Inhale, draw that left leg back. And on the exhale, we're going to bring that left foot forward in between the hands. 10 points if you kick the teacher, so don't worry. Inhale as you lift up. Again, deepen the bend in the back knee. Want to keep that torso in line with the hips. Exhale as you find your prayer twist. And then inhale right into your reverse. On your next exhale, if that front leg is straight, we're going to bend that knee and bring the elbow towards the thigh or bring the fingertips down towards the earth and reach the right fingertips towards the front wall, coming into your side angle. Open the heart and chest towards that side wall as you find a little rotation here. And then inhale as you lift up, pivot to the long side of your mat. Find your Skandasana Cossack lunge, right hip to right heel. See if you can come onto the heel of that extended leg, sinking the hips down as low as you are able, possibly using the hands for support. Carefully pivot to the back of your mat. Inhale as you find your Virabhadrasana C, Warrior 3. Back leg lifts, toes point towards the earth. Keep the hip closed. Arm variations here. You can bring them to your hips for support. You can bring them heart center. Find your drishti and make sure you're leaning into the safety of your breath. Press into the palm under your big toe, pinky toe, and heel. Feel the inner arch lift of your standing leg, soft bend in that knee. On the exhale, we're going to bring that back knee in. See if you can suction the thighs together. Bring the hands to heart center. Keep that left heel lifted. And from here, we're going to root into that right foot. Bring the left knee out in front. Lift the arms overhead. Coming into your one-legged Tadasana standing balance. Exhale as you find your twist. Coming into Dancing Shiva. Right hand outside of that lifted thigh. Reach the left fingertips towards the front of the room. Twisting towards your lifted leg. Inhale as the arms come back overhead. And on the exhale, go ahead and frame out that right foot. Drop the left toes back and take your vinyasa. Notice how the hips feel. Facing the back of the room, inhale as the right leg will extend. Right knee to left tricep. Thread it through, extend that leg. Notice the habits, right? The patterns. Reach that left arm up. And then exhale as you carefully unwind. Inhale, draw that right leg back. Working on those obliques and the core. Exhale as you bring that chin to the top of your mat. Find your pigeon. And just when we think we have everything figured out, right? Maybe you find a little bit of a sway from side to side. When you're ready, go ahead and push the earth away. Lift the right leg back up. And then make your way into your crescent. Exhale to bring the foot forward. Inhale as you lift the torso, arms overhead. Beautiful. Exhale, twist, hook and twist. Straighten that back leg, press through the heel. There you go. Feel it? Inhale then as you open it up, reverse warrior. Exhale right into your side angle, elbow to thigh or fingertips towards the earth. And then root into the earth. Lift up as you pivot. Star pose. And then exhale, side lunge to the left, with or without hands, ma. Pivot to the top of your mat. Inhale, warrior 3, Virabhadrasana C. Point those lifted toes down towards the earth. Now see if you can dial those toes towards the mirror. Feel a compression in the hips. Even that slight variation feels just a little different. Then when you're ready, exhale, bring those thighs together, hands to heart center, and pause here. Inhale as you root into that left foot, draw the right knee out in front. Exhale, find your Dancing Shiva, find your twist. Inhale, arms overhead, and then exhale right through your vinyasa. You also have the option of stepping back to downward facing dog or taking the long arms plank, forearm plank, and sphinx. One more round, inhale, left leg. Knee to opposite tricep. Thread it through, fallen triangle on your inhale. Lean back and lift. Exhale to unwind. Inhale, lift that left leg. Exhale, pigeon. Take a couple of breaths here. An opportunity just to sink a little deeper. Draw the right hip forward. Maybe find some movement. When you're ready, inhale right back to your dog split. Lift that left leg. Exhale, pull it through. Find your crescent. Exhale, prayer twist, hook and twist. Inhale, find your reverse, warrior or triangle. Exhale right into your side angle. Inhale, star pose. Pivot to the long side of your mat. Exhale, lunge towards the right, making your way to the back of your mat. Carefully pivot on your next inhale, warrior three. Start to turn those lifted toes towards the mirror. How does this feel different? Exhale to bring the thighs together, hands to heart center, pause. Heel towards the glute. Now use the strength of your standing leg to draw the arms overhead and bring the left knee out in front. And then exhale, find your twist. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, find your vinyasa. Step the left toes back with grace. Right leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, opposite elbow. Thread it through, inhale, fallen triangle. Lean back. Exhale, unwind. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right shin forward, find your pigeon. Take a couple of breaths here. When you're ready, walk the hands in. Inhale, draw that right leg back. Exhale, pull it through. Find your crescent lunge. Remember to bend that back knee just until you feel a sensation. Exhale, prayer twist, straightening the back leg. And then inhale, find your reverse. Exhale, right into your side angle, elbow to thigh or hand down to the earth. Reach the left fingertips towards the back of the room. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, side lunge to the left. Carefully pivot to the top of your mat. Inhale, warrior three. And then exhale, carefully bend the knees, suction those thighs together, push into the earth. And then inhale, come all the way up to standing balance. It's a little harder when you slow it down, yeah? Exhale as you find that prayer twist, not using that momentum. Again, finding our edge a little deeper here. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, find your vinyasa. One more add-on. A reminder, warrior four is always an option. You just need your own permission. For those that don't know what warrior four is, it is child's pose. Sometimes it takes a deep warrior to know when they need to take rest. Yeah. Just start to lengthen your breath back out. Nice full inhale. Same length exhale. Another deep inhale. Fill up those lungs. If you're a little overheated, feel free to do an open mouth exhale. Side up. And when you're ready, just come back to your downward facing dog. And again, being mindful that just because when we have it all figured out, something shifts, something changes. Inhale as the left leg extends. On the exhale, go ahead and bring that left knee to the opposite tricep. Thread it through, find your fallen triangle. No surprise yet. Exhale as you carefully lower down onto the hips. Find your seated forward fold. Inhale as the arms come overhead. Exhale as you fold over your straddled legs. What's going on in those inner parts of the hip? Yeah. When you're ready, we're going to plant that big circle with the left arm. It's going to plant outside of your left hip, and you're going to come right back up into that fallen triangle. Use the strength of your arms to come up. And then exhale as you carefully unwind. Right hand comes down. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale as you bring the left foot forward in between your hands. If you're lost, that's normal. Find your crescent lunge, left foot forward. Exhale right into your prayer twist or any variation thereof. Inhale right into your reverse. Windmill the arms, straighten the leg or keep it bent, and then exhale right into your side angle. Bend that front knee, over the torso. Inhale as you come up through to your star pose, and exhale as you sink the right hip towards the right heel, coming into your Skandasana. Carefully pivot to the back of your mat. Prepare on your inhale to root down and rise. Come up into Virabhadrasana seed. Bring your gaze forward. Again, lean into the safety of your breath. On the exhale, back knee comes in, suction it together, bring the hands to heart center, and then inhale, root and rise. Come up into that standing balance. Exhale as you find your prayer twist or your standing dancing Shiva. Inhale as the arms come overhead. Now on the exhale, we're going to bring that left foot to meet the right. Come into a skier squat. I want you to actually put your hands on the outside of your thighs, and I want you to push your thighs into your hands. You're going to feel a little more activation in the lower body. Sweep the fingertips towards the front of the room. Keep the legs active. And then inhale, draw that left leg out in front. On the exhale, you're going to straighten and pendulum down. Come into a standing split. Right leg extends. Right toes drop. Inhale as you lift up. Pivot to the long side of your mat. And then exhale. Find a straddle fold. Feel free to take variations A, B, C, or D. Maybe you grab your big toes. Maybe the hands stay on the hips. Maybe the hands interlace behind the back. Just finding your variation of Harsarita straddle fold. When you're ready, inhale as you lengthen, flatten out your spine. Exhale, pivot to the top of your mat. Inhale, right leg lifts. Right knee, left tricep. Thread it through. Inhale, fallen triangle. Exhale, lower the hips. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale as you find your fold. Inhale, lift the torso, big circle with the right arm, and lift up into fallen triangle. Exhale, left hand comes down, right leg lifts on the inhale. Exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, prayer twist. And then inhale, find your reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, star. Exhale, side lunge. Pivot to the back of the mat. Inhale, warrior three. Exhale, standing ball pose. Bring that knee in, hands to heart center. Don't use momentum. Find that pause here. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale as you twist. Inhale, arms overhead. Shoulders level with the hips. Exhale as you find your standing balance. Optional handstand prep or handstand here. Right foot meets the left. And then prepare to come up into that variation of Utkatasana. So we bend the knees, skier squat. Place the hands on the outside of the thighs. Press your thighs into your hands. And then reach your fingertips towards the back of the room. Just feel the activation of the legs. Hold here for maybe a couple of breaths. Just until you feel something. Then when you're ready, inhale, draw that left leg out in front. And there's our standing split. Exhale as you find your fold. Left toes drop. Inhale, pivot. All 10 toes face the side wall. Exhale as you find your straddle fold. Maybe you take a different variation. Or maybe you take the same one that you had. Take a couple of breaths here. Lean forward. Again, find that space between balance and imbalance. Headstand, arm balance, anything you want to take it. When you're ready, inhale as you lengthen, flatten your spine, gaze forward. Exhale, walk your hands to the top of your mat. Frame out your left foot. Now you're on your left side. Magic. Inhale, left leg lifts. And this is where I let you go. Whatever resonates is what you remember. If you don't remember it, let it go. Opportunity to add, an opportunity to subtract. And wherever you're at, just make your way back to the top of your mat, letting go of the rest of the flow, coming in Tadasana, standing, equal standing. Coming into your mountain pose, feel free to bring the feet as hip width apart, soften through the knees. Relax the shoulders away from your ears and just start to lengthen your breath. Sometimes the edge is leaving something unfinished. Letting go. Notice the thoughts. Notice the fear. What's next? Carefully bend your knees and hover forward. Sweep the fingertips towards the back of the room or bring the hands to your hips. Shift the weight into the left foot and draw that right knee out towards your right shoulder. Knee can stay bent, or if you need a little extra, go ahead and lengthen that leg to your neighbor. Maybe they're close enough. Make sure you're flexing through your lifted foot, dorsal flexion here. Find your drishti. Just until we feel something. What's going on in those hips? We love to stretch our hip flexors. We kind of don't like to strengthen them, yeah? If you come out of it, get back in it. It's just beginning. This song is only 4 minutes long. But wait, there's another side. Breathe louder than the conversation. Where can you soften? Find your edge. The leg is bent. Go ahead and bend it. Bring the knee to meet the left and pause. Oh, there it is. Muscles you didn't know you had. Bring that right foot to meet the left. Inhale as you root and rise. Lift up. And then exhale, hover squat again. Bring the hands to heart center or hands to hips. Shift the weight into the right foot. Keep the left knee bent and draw the knee up towards your shoulder. Things might be a little better or worse on this side. We'll see. Start to lengthen that leg towards the side wall. Flex through your foot. When we flex through the foot, we activate the muscles in the leg, and the leg doesn't become like dead weights. Use your core to keep the torso lifted and long. Find your drishti, find your breath. Imagine pressing that left foot into that wall. Hands can stay at heart center, perhaps you wing them out. In the words of Dorothy Parker, what fresh hell is this? Bend the knee. Bring the knee back. Suction the thighs together. Keep that left heel glute up towards your glutes. And just pause here. Left foot meets the right. Inhale, roots to rise. Come all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Feel the release in the back. Inhale as you lengthen. Now on the exhale, plant your hands at the very top of your mat. Walk the feet to the very back. Long armed plank. Keep your gaze lifted, hips in line with the shoulders. And just find your breath. Carefully lower down onto the forearms. Forearm plank. Just until we feel something. And next exhale, lower the hips, squeeze your ankles together. Think about dragging your elbows towards your waist. Feel your low belly lift up off the earth. Draw the heart forward, coming into your Sphinx pose. And then on the exhale, lower the chest towards the earth. Stack your palms. Maybe you separate the legs, rock your hips out from side to side. For this next part, we're going to actually utilize the bricks over to the left side. We're going to come into half frog. And you're actually going to place your knee and shin onto the bricks. Oh, I got you, baby. You want this. Trust me. We used to be friends. There you go. So you want to make sure that your knee, even just above the ankle, or even the ankle. Let me slide this down a little bit more. Yeah, feel free to use the bricks for support here. Think about softening the left hip towards the earth. Just notice what's going on in there. Notice where you're still holding back. What can you allow to soften? When you're ready, slowly bring that leg in line with your right. And just rest and pause and rebound. Rebound is an important part after a longer holding posture. Just allow the sensations to settle. And then when you're ready, go ahead and take that right leg. Bringing the right shin on top of your bricks, fully supported from knee to ankle. Just allow yourself to be fully supported here. Sinking the right hip down towards the earth. with me, Daddy. There we go. And just like traditional frog pose, the knee lines up with the hip. There we go. Feel the difference? When we find that stillness, the muscles turn off, and the bones become a little heavier, the joints start to soften. In the first few moments of any posture, you feel all the muscular lengthening. The longer that we hold, the deeper the posture becomes. See the right hip towards the earth a little more. Notice where you might still be holding back. What would happen if you were to let go? Even if it's just a little bit, even if it's just for a breath. A different kind of edge requires a different kind of effort. And when you're ready, carefully bring that lifted leg to meet the opposite. From here, maybe the feet come as wide as your mat. Maybe you can rock the hips from side to side. For the most difficult posture in the practice, we'll be utilizing our bricks. The bricks will go underneath the shoulders at an angle, so it'll all support the front head of your shoulder as well as part of your forearm. All right. Bring your third eye to your mat. If you need a little more space, you can always roll the top of your mat down to rest your forehead on the mat. A deeper level of effort here. Giving yourself permission to rest. Fully aware, fully awake. Breathing through the back body. And feel the invitation of gravity. Feel the rise and fall of each and every breath. Perhaps you feel the beating of your heart. The pulse deep in your belly. A nice deep inhale. Imagine filling up space in the four corners of your mat. Nice slow exhale to release. Feel everything draw back to your center. Another deep inhale as you fill up. Nice slow exhale to release. Slowly start to invite some movement. Start with the smaller joints, fingers, and toes. Maybe rock the heels from side to side. And carefully plant your hands along the base of your ribs. Press yourself back into Balasana, child's pose. Returning to the posture in which you began your practice. You do my bad for me. You do my bad for me. My bad. Sink the hips back onto the heels. And pause here just to notice what's changed. Notice what shifted. This posture, it's taken in many cultures as a sign of reverence and honor. We pause to be reminded. Everything that you need lies deep within. You are enough. You are loved. And you are worthy. May these reminders sustain you until your next practice. And may you carry them with you, even beyond your mat. Om Namaste.